Jasmine Pineda arrested facing deportation. Within hours after blackmail. Scandal with Gino. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another exciting video. This is Jennifer from Day Insider, bringing you the latest updates, drama, and behind-the-scenes stories you don't want to miss. Let's dive right in. The shocking downfall of Jasmine Pineda has sent tremors through the entire day. Fiancé universe, the fiery Panamanian beauty who once captivated audiences with her intense love story, explosive emotions, and unapologetic confidence, now finds herself in the middle of a scandal so massive that even TLC's top executives are scrambling behind closed doors. What began as a chaotic romance with Gino Palazzolo filled with passion, jealousy, and deceit has spiraled into a full-blown legal disaster. Sources close to production confirm that Jasmine has been arrested by U.S. authorities and will be deported back to Panama within hours. The reason: a tangled web of financial manipulation, broken promises, and $1 blackmail claim that may mark the end of her American dream forever. For years, fans have watched Jasmine and Gino's roller coaster relationship unfold on screen. From their first meeting online to their steamy yet toxic on-screen fights, viewers were drawn to their unpredictable chemistry. Jasmine, bold and emotional, often accused Gino of being secretive and manipulative, while Gino countered with claims that Jasmine was unstable and controlling. What fans didn't know was that their off-camera reality was far darker than what TLC ever dared to air. Behind the carefully edited episodes was a relationship fueled by emotional blackmail, secret money transfers, and a desperate chase for fame and financial security. Insiders revealed that Jasmine's troubles began long before her arrest. When she first arrived in the United States under a K visa, she was financially dependent on Gino, though she had ambitions of building a life of independence, including cosmetic procedures, influencer deals, and appearances on spin-off shows. Her visa restrictions limited her earning potential, according to leaked messages obtained by an anonymous source close to production. Jasmine frequently demanded money from Gino, threatening to leave him if he didn't provide more. At first, Gino complied, but the financial tension between them grew. By late last year, Gino reportedly claimed that Jasmine had taken over $1 from him, money he said was manipulated out of him through emotional blackmail. Now, in a shocking reversal, Gino is allegedly cooperating with law enforcement. Documents reportedly filed in Michigan outline Gino's statement accusing Jasmine of fraud and coercion. He claimed she promised to repay him after gaining employment but never did. When he confronted her, she allegedly threatened to destroy his reputation and leak personal information if he went to the police. Insiders say that was the breaking point for Gino, who finally turned over evidence to investigators. After months of silence, he was tired of being humiliated, said one source close to the production team. He told producers that he was done covering for her. When they didn't intervene, he went to the authorities himself. The revelation has sent fans into a frenzy. Social media platforms are flooded with speculation, accusations, and heated debates. Some claim Gino is simply getting revenge, while others believe Jasmine's arrest is the inevitable result of her own actions. She played too many games, wrote one Reddit user. You can't threaten people for money and expect to walk away clean. Another fan defended Jasmine, writing, "This woman was manipulated by the system, by TLC, and by a man who exploited her emotions. Now they're using her as a scapegoat." The divide among fans mirrors the chaos happening behind the scenes at TLC, headquarters where executives are said to be in crisis meetings trying to contain the damage. A source close to the production reveals that TLC had been aware of legal tensions between the couple for months, but underestimated how serious the situation was. They thought it was just another reality show argument. The insider said they didn't realize the police were already investigating. Once Jasmine's arrest hit the news, TLC's legal team reportedly went into full damage control mode, instructing cast members not to comment publicly. The network's PR department, known for controlling leaks and shaping narratives, has gone completely silent. Meanwhile, Jasmine's social media activity paints a picture of a woman in denial or one desperately trying to project strength. Just days before the arrest, she posted a photo captioned, "They can't break me." Fans now interpret that as a defiant message, aimed at her critics and perhaps even at Gino himself. Those who claim to have seen Jasmine in the hours before her detainment describe her as stressed but calm, suggesting she may have known what was coming. One anonymous witness who lives in her apartment building told reporters she wasn't her usual loud self. She looked like she had been crying for days. Then suddenly the police were there. According to immigration sources, Jasmine's arrest is directly linked to visa violations and financial misconduct. Officials say that once a foreign national becomes involved in an act of fraud or blackmail, investigation, deportation proceedings can begin almost immediately. In Jasmine's case, the speed of the process has stunned even her supporters. Usually, there's a waiting period, hearings, appeals, explained an immigration attorney familiar with high-profile deportations. But if there's a financial crime tied to the visa, they can act within days. She may already have her flight booked. Rumors suggest that Jasmine is being held at a detention facility in Florida where she is awaiting her final deportation clearance. Her family in Panama is said to be devastated, while close friends in the U.S. are reportedly refusing to comment, fearing legal backlash. One friend told an online journalist that Jasmine had been mentally breaking down for weeks, fearing that Gino's accusations would lead to her downfall. She said she knew he was collecting evidence, the source shared. She said she was scared that he was out for revenge, but no one thought it would end like this. As the clock ticks down to her reported deportation, TLC producers are said to be combing through footage from recent filming sessions, attempting to determine what can be legally aired. Some insiders claimed that Jasmine had filmed scenes for a potential new season of Fiancé, Happily Ever After, but those episodes may now be shelved indefinitely. They don't want to be accused of exploiting a criminal investigation, said one production member. It's a nightmare for everyone. Adding to the chaos, Gino himself has gone completely dark on social media. No comments, no posts, no statements. This silence has only intensified speculation that he is cooperating with authorities. Fans have even begun dissecting his old posts for hidden clues, noting that several cryptic captions from earlier this year seem to reference his growing frustration with Jasmine. In one since deleted comment, Gino wrote, "You can't manipulate people forever. Truth always wins." Now fans see that as a sign that the couple's implosion was inevitable. Behind the scenes, TLC is facing what insiders call an unprecedented crisis. The network, already under scrutiny for how it handles cast members' legal and personal issues, is now being accused of turning a blind eye to serious warning signs. Online critics have accused the network of prioritizing drama over safety. They knew Jasmine and Gino were toxic. One viewer wrote on Twitter, they encouraged them to fight, to scream, to cry on camera. Now look where it's led. Someone's in jail and another person's reputation is destroyed. Even as fans speculate, the story continues to evolve. Immigration sources say Jasmine could be placed on a flight to Panama within hours, and upon arrival, she will reportedly face additional questioning related to the financial claims against her. Some reports indicate that Panamanian authorities may pursue restitution, meaning she could be required to repay the full dollar Gino claims she lost. Others suggest that she may try to file an appeal from her home country, though experts say her chances are slim. 4. Now, Jasmine Pineda's once glamorous image has shattered. The confident, outspoken woman who captivated millions is now at the center of one of the most shocking scandals in Fiancé history. As she sits behind bars, her American dreams slipping away. The world watches in disbelief. Fans who once rooted for her are torn between sympathy and condemnation. And Gino, silent and seemingly vindicated, stands as both the witness and the catalyst of her downfall. But this is only the beginning of the story. What really happened between Jasmine and Gino? What secrets are TLC hiding from viewers? And how did a reality TV love story turn into an international criminal case? As the fictional countdown to Jasmine's deportation begins, panic spreads through the TLC corridors like wildfire. Producers pace conference rooms filled with half-edited footage, contracts, and unsigned release forms. On one side of the studio, lawyers argue about rights and defamation clauses. On the other, editors work around the clock, scrubbing entire scenes from upcoming episodes. The once glamorous image of Jasmine Pineda, the star with perfect hair, designer outfits, and explosive emotions, has become a legal and PR nightmare that no network wants to claim responsibility for. In this dramatized version, Jasmine sits alone in a dimly lit holding cell in Florida. The fluorescent light flickers, and the hum of air conditioning fills the silence. A folded piece of paper rests on the metal table in front of her. It's the official notice declaring that her visa privileges have been revoked pending investigation into financial irregularities. She runs her fingers across the cold steel, thinking of all the choices that brought her here. She had chased the American dream, but it had turned into a maze of contracts, camera lenses, and people who only saw her as a storyline. Meanwhile, across the country, Gino sits in his small Michigan home, staring at the same ring box that once symbolized love and redemption. The dramatized Gino in this version isn't celebrating. He's haunted. Every news alert, every social media post with Jasmine's name drags him deeper into a guilt he can't escape. He never imagined their breakup would explode into international headlines. When he whispers, "I just wanted peace," the walls of his quiet living room echo with the ghosts of their arguments. Those moments when passion turned into shouting, love into leverage, and the fictional TLC executives gather around a long conference table in a secret emergency meeting labeled Project Emerald. They've dealt with controversies before, caste divorces, online scandals, secret pregnancies, but nothing like this. The legal team warns that if the situation isn't contained, sponsors could pull out. The marketing director suggests pivoting the narrative, rebrand Jasmine's arc as a lesson in love gone wrong. But the head of programming shakes his head. "You can't rebrand a storm," he says. "You ride it out or it drowns you." Back in the dramatized detention center, Jasmine receives a single phone call. The number belongs to her friend Sophia, another Panamanian expat who once encouraged her to move to the United States. Through static, Sophia begs, "Just tell them your side. Don't let them erase you." Jasmine's voice trembles, but steadies. "They already wrote my story, Sophie. I'm just the ending they wanted." The line disconnects. Outside the cell door, a guard calls out her number. Hours left. Social media erupts with fictional hashtags. Hashtag justice for Jasmine. Hashtag Ginox. Hashtag TLC exposed. Fan pages transform into mini newsrooms. YouTubers upload live streams dissecting every rumor. In one clip, a popular commentator claims to have a leaked memo from TLC stating that the network intends to cut all ties with both Jasmine and Gino. Another insists that Jasmine's supposed arrest is a stunt for an upcoming spin-off titled Days of Reckoning. No one knows what's true anymore, and that's exactly how TLC's crisis team wants it. Confusion keeps the views rolling. At AM1, producer, fictionalized here as Lydia Marks, sits alone in the editing bay. She watches raw footage from an unseen episode. Jasmine and Gino sitting on a couch, hands clasped, tears glistening. In the studio lights, Jasmine says, "If love is a contract, then heartbreak is the penalty clause." The line hits Lydia harder now than when it was filmed. She rewinds it twice, whispers to herself. She knew it would end like this. Lydia saves the clip in a secret folder, labeled The Truth Cut. She knows it'll never air, but she wants it preserved. Proof that behind the chaos was a woman who saw the train wreck coming. In Panama, the dramatized scene shifts to Jasmine's mother, Isabel, watching American news coverage of her daughter's downfall. Tears stream down her face as reporters twist every word. Neighbors whisper outside. Children point at the TV. Isabel mutters a prayer. Dios, give her another chance. It's a quiet moment, human and raw, showing the ripple effect fame leaves behind in small places the cameras never visit. Back in the U.S., online outrage mutates into obsession. Fan sleuths track flight manifests looking for any name resembling Jasmine's. Others claim to have spotted Gino buying champagne. Proof, they say, that he's celebrating her deportation. But in the dramatized world of this expose, Gino isn't celebrating. He's spiraling. Alone at a bar, he confides in the bartender. They wanted a villain, so I gave them one. Now they won't stop filming. His drink trembles in his hand. The bartender, unaware he's part of this reality circus, simply nods and says, "Sounds like you need a vacation, man." TLC's PR department issues a fictional press statement. "We are aware of the legal situation involving one of our former cast members. TLC does not condone or participate in any illegal activity. We remain committed to responsible storytelling." The statement, sterile and polished, does nothing to calm the storm. Every gossip site copies it word for word, adding headlines like "TLC throws Jasmine under the bus" and "Network sacrifices star to save ratings." The narrative has slipped beyond control. In the dramatized detention center, Jasmine dreams of Panama. In her sleep, she walks along a beach she hasn't seen in years. The sky burning orange over the ocean. In the distance, she hears laughter, her own from a simpler time. But the sound fades as the waves crash. Harder, louder, until the beach becomes the echoing hum of fluorescent lights. Again, she wakes up, her heart pounding, realizing that the American dream she once fought for is now a story owned by someone else. The clock hits the hour mark. In this version, she's given a final meeting with an immigration officer who offers her a choice: sign a voluntary departure and avoid permanent banishment, or fight the case and remain detained indefinitely. Jasmine looks down at the form, her pen hovering. For the first time, she hesitates, not because she wants to stay, but because she doesn't want to leave as the villain in someone else's script. She signs the paper, tears smudging the ink. The fictional part 2 closes with 2 parallel images. Jasmine being escorted down a hallway, the sound of her heels fading into the buzz of cameras outside, and Gino sitting in his car in the Michigan cold, looking at the sky, whispering words the audience can't hear. Between them lies the wreckage of a love story that was too combustible for reality TV and too real for fiction. The screen fades to black with the message: in a world built on contracts and cameras, truth is just another story. Line. The morning sun rises over Panama City like a slow-burning ember. In this dramatized conclusion, Jasmine Pineda steps off the plane wearing the same coat she wore on her first flight to America, except this time the cameras aren't waiting to greet her. No producers, no lights, no glamour, only the quiet sound of waves and the murmur of distant traffic. Her mother stands at the edge of the terminal, clutching a faded photograph of Jasmine and Gino from happier days. When Jasmine sees her, all the walls she built on television crumble in an instant. The woman who once commanded millions of viewers falls into her mother's arms, sobbing, "I just wanted to be loved." Right. Back in the States, TLC headquarters hums with uneasy silence. The crisis meetings are over, but the fallout is only beginning. Advertisers have suspended contracts. Fan forums call for accountability. Editors have spent weeks cutting Jasmine from upcoming episodes, leaving entire plot lines unfinished. The networks reputation is bruised, and executives whisper about a full rebrand. They remove her name from promotional materials, archive her footage, and lock the raw tapes in a storage room marked restricted legal hold. Yet inside that vault lies the truth of the story they sold. The emotional highs, the private breakdowns, the humanity that reality television tried to script but could never truly control. In the dramatized version, one producer, Lydia, the same woman who saved the truth cut, decides she can't let Jasmine's story vanish. Late one night, she leaks a single clip to an anonymous YouTube channel. The grainy footage shows Jasmine whispering off camera, "If they stop filming, will I stop existing?" Within hours, the video goes viral. Fans across the world flood the comments with heartbreak and rage. Some blame TLC, others blame Gino. A new hashtag trends. Hashtag let her speak hack. And suddenly the story shifts again. The villain becomes the victim, and the audience demands to know what really happened behind the edit. In fictional Michigan, Gino watches the chaos unfold on his laptop. He reads the comments calling him a monster, a liar, a manipulator. His face glows in the light of the screen, eyes sunken from sleepless nights. He starts typing a message to the network's PR manager. "I want to tell my side," but stops halfway through. Instead, he closes the laptop and looks around the empty apartment that still carries Jasmine's perfume. For the first time in months, he whispers, "Maybe we were both wrong." Meanwhile, Jasmine tries to rebuild her life in Panama. She rents a small apartment near the university where she once taught English. The dramatized streets around her are loud and alive. Street vendors calling out prices, children running barefoot through puddles, the smell of fried plantains in the air. She walks through the market wearing sunglasses and a headscarf, hoping not to be recognized. But fame is a shadow that doesn't fade easily. Locals approach her hesitantly, some asking for selfies, others muttering cruel jokes. At night, she scrolls through social media and watches her old life play out like a movie she can't turn off. An independent journalist reaches out, offering to film an interview. Jasmine agrees, hoping to reclaim her voice. The next week, sitting in a quiet studio, she faces the camera one last time. The lights flick on and she says, "People think reality TV is fake. It's not fake. It's selective. They choose what to show and they choose who to break." Her words echo across the internet. Within hours, the clip hits 1 million views. Comment sections overflow with apologies, empathy, and fresh outrage directed at TLC. The fictional TLC boardroom goes into meltdown. Executives argue whether to sue for breach of contract or issue a statement of support. The legal team drafts both simultaneously, waiting to see which direction public opinion tilts. But in the court of social media, verdicts arrive faster than press releases. Viewers call for transparency, demanding an investigation into how the network treats its stars. Former cast members join the conversation, sharing stories